name is Emmanuel Atakorah M. I am the co-founder and the head of operations and also the CEO of IFOK Handmade Limited. Well, I happen to be a satellite installer. So along the line, I was managing my uncle's company here in Kumasi. In fact, we brought that company from Accra to Kumasi just for me to handle all operations. And there came a day where my professional installers wasn't around, so I had to take it upon myself as a manager to go and install a decoder for a client. After going there and doing all the installations, on my way back to the office, I saw an artisan who was making shoes. So the shoes that I saw him making was so nice, even though it's lacked a couple of it had some flaws on it. I approached him and asked him how are these made, and he told me if I'm willing to learn, he's going to show me. So that was when IFOK started. I went to him for a couple of months, and in the process of learning, I realized somebody was even perfect than the person I'm learning from. And I also got in contact with that person, and I told that person, nah, I can't learn anymore. I have a marketing background. Now let's team up. You are going to handle the production side, and I'm going to handle the marketing side. So that was how IFOK started. Basically, IFOK Handmade Limited produces gents shoes, bags, wallets, belts, and any fashion accessory made of leather. I have a lot of driving forces. It's obvious I have a commitment to my customers, to my clients, and that first and foremost, that is my driving force. And also being able to challenge the status quo and also change the narratives about the locally made industry.
So my name is Laud Basing. So Incas Diagnostics started as a medical laboratory somewhere in 2012. So the intention was to have a lab that could offer diagnostic services at very reduced cost for people living around Bantima. So at the time I was at Confanachi Teaching Hospital, and I realized that most of those that came could not afford laboratory services, and access to laboratory service is one of the things that I'm passionate about. So I set up the lab initially to be able to reduce the cost so that everybody can afford. Unfortunately, about 3 months into the life of the lab, I realized that was impossible, and it was impossible because Ghana imports 100% of its raw materials for laboratory. So when it comes to the test kits, the reagents, everything, we import everything. And if you are not controlling the production, how then do you reduce the cost to the levels that you want? And so it is that realization that made me invest into learning how to produce test kits. So I spent between 2014 and 2019, I actually spent a lot of time in the US to learn how to develop test kits, reagents, and all of that. And then finally, 2019, I came back to Ghana, and Incas Diagnostics has been in full swing since then. And we are into the development and production of rapid test kits. For now, we hope to expand to include reagents and other things that would make laboratory costs very, very cheap. I told myself that I needed to do something. If I could not do something all over the country, at least in Kumasi, I could do something where I could reduce the cost and access to laboratory service for everybody to be able to have access. And so that has been the driving force. I'm quite uncomfortable talking about the things we've achieved because I basically do not really consider them achievements. For instance, we had the first product we developed was a 3-in-1 test for vaginal infections that was nominated as part of the Innovation Prize for Africa. In fact, it was the only Ghanaian product to have ever been nominated. It was the first and only to have ever been nominated for the Innovation Prize for Africa. That was a big deal.